Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fioli Photography YouTube page. We'll be doing all kinds of different stuff on this channel. Lots of tutorials, different how-tos, some unboxings, I'm sure. Just kind of showing y'all how we do our photo and video gigs. This first episode is going to be something that I've been working on where we'll be taking submissions from you all and I'll be showing you quick little Lightroom tricks to help enhance those photos. So we'll get started with that, and today we're going to start with Elliot from ACG Paranormal. He's sending in a few photos and we're going to go over a few of those and try to work on some tips and tricks to make those things really pop. So let's begin. Alright, so here we got Lightroom open. We want to go over what all we got going on here first. So obviously we have Elliot sitting here. He's kind of wandering off into the distance, but we also have our water going on here, waterfall, lots of landscape stuff to kind of enhance. So without using presets, because we're going to get into that a little later in some different episodes, I'm going to start by showing y'all some my favorite techniques, which is the brushes. So I'm going to highlight these light spots in the rock. So you see over here to the right where it's kind of darker, but I want to start with the light area, brush that up, and then I'm going to drop the exposure. Keep highlighting. And just by dropping the exposure, it's already bringing out few more details in these rocks. I'm going to take my highlights down a little bit too. I'm going to bump the contrast up some. Drop these whites a little bit. Turn these blacks up. Then we're going to boost this clarity. Dehaze a little bit. Sharpen those up just a tad. Drop the noise down a little bit. Now this picture I'm assuming was from a cell phone, but that's okay. I know a lot of y'all take the cell phones out and snap photos away. That's okay. I'm going to reset all these, and what I did was went up here and I clicked this plus on the brush because we're going to make a new brush selection. So what we're going to do now is we're going to highlight the water, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. Just kind of moving this all around. Boost this clarity way up. Get some of those reflections off the rocks going. And then get that dropped a little bit, boost that contrast up so those reflections start popping a little bit more. Get those shadows going up for the same reason. Might drop our whites down, texture boost up. And that's going to help see some of those ripples and stuff a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do for this one is I'm gonna have fun with the color of this water a little bit. So in the bottom here you can see it says colorize. Turn that on. And we want, well, this is what I would prefer, is somewhere in this area, the bluish greenish. That was almost, I like that right there. It's not too overbearing, but gives it a nice little change there. And I'm just highlighting the spots I didn't get very good earlier. Try to get as close to the edges as possible. All right, so we have that. Now, what I'm gonna do, start another new brush. And as I said earlier, brushes are probably my go-to tool for Lightroom. And a lot of times I will start with presets and then customize from there just because it's quicker. I do lots of hockey tournaments and weddings and stuff like that to where there's tons of photos, so you want to get as much of a head start as possible, if that makes sense. So I try to save my time with maybe starting somewhere like using a preset and editing from there. So here I'm gonna highlight this waterfall, and really all I'm gonna do with this is boost this exposure up. Gives it a little bit more pizzazz, if you will. Now the fun part is going to be, let's see, I'm going to get off the brushes. I'm going to go to radial gradient. So what radial gradient is going to do is I'm allowed to highlight something in a circle fashion. So click that, highlight him, and then I'm going to do this. Bring a little bit of light to him. Drop this noise down some. And then finish this off. I'm going to go to full edit, which is going to be the entire picture. Boost that contrast up a little more. Clarity a little bit more. Get some vignette going. Not too much. Now I'm on noise reduce. I think I'm happy with that one. Now I'm going to do a second one of his, just because I'm a sucker for landscape photography. So he sent me this, and we're just going to boost the crap out of the details on this one. Again, starting with some brushes, but this time I'm going to highlight the sky first. It's okay, it's stuff like this, you know, I'm running over some of these little peaks on this building. So I'm not going to mess with the color too much. I'm just going to get the details popping. So I raised my clarity all the way up. Now I'm dropping the exposure. What that does with the sky, as you can see, it brings out more details in the clouds, which I love. And the same thing goes with the highlights. It'll bring out some more details And if you're taking pictures, try and get those skies to pop. Just try dropping your exposure a little bit, and the rest of this you can do in Lightroom. I think I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to start a new brush. Same thing, go up here, reset. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to use a brush. I'm going to go to full edit and boost this clarity up some. And then I'm going to dehaze it, which is going to darken it up a little bit. Get some vignette going. Really make that building pop. And then add some saturation, get some of those colors in that building. I want to raise the temp on this to kind of make it more of a warmer feel. There we go. And now I am going to go back to my brushes. Sorry, that was not brush. I'm going to make this a little wide, and all I'm going to do is raise this noise up some so we can kind of get some of the grain out. And I'm going to just go over everything. Clean it up some. And there it is. That's all I would do to this photo. That is before. This is after. That is before. This is after. There's our first YouTube episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Feel free to send in submissions. You can send them into fioliphotography@gmail.com. And I'll pick one each week. And as in this case, I picked 2, but I have a few more weeks planned out already for submissions I've already got, but feel free to send them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please share away and subscribe, and thank y'all for watching.